you were talking about we were about to get into the drugs, like when you walk into the back, and I was gonna let you go because I done seen some stuff, but I'm sure you done seen more than me. But go ahead.
Man, it's just so much drugs and there's so much painkillers and cocaine, and alcohol, and these guys will take so much stuff, man. After a match, they can't even stand up, and it's crazy, and I mean,
I don't want to laugh, but I saw a guy who he was in the NWA. I was on the show with him one time in like 96, 97. And when I tell you, he was back there popping pills the whole time before his match, drinking beer. I mean, he had to have a pitcher of beer before he ever went out there. I was like thinking to myself, man, what are you about to go out there and do? Because I sure wouldn't want to be in the ring with you, popping these pills and going out there drunk.
You'd be amazed. That's common. That's so common.
I know. I was a 20-year-old kid. It was the first time I was seeing it, and I'm like, oh my Lord, this dude's about to walk out there and work a match.
The funny part down here, wrestling is big, right? You see when you go up north like Minnesota, Wisconsin, it's humongous. You see, and that's where I first thought of that. And man, to see those old guys like Kim Patera, Mad Dog Michon, those guys are just drinking beer, popping pills, and doing stuff like that, And I mean, it was just amazing, but I didn't stay long enough, I did my little short time, with WCW, and I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, it's so amazing. I still go places and people still know Swoll, And
now, Randy, how long were you up? How long were you actually? Like, I know you said they paid out your contract, but how long were you from the time you started WCW to the time you ended? Did you tell me it was about a year or a little bit longer?
A year and a half.
A year and a half. Okay, so a year and a half.
We started at the beginning of 19. I signed my contract, I want to say, in the middle of 1998, something like that, like in October, November, like right now. And we went to 2000, and, but, it was short but sweet, and I enjoyed it, and I don't hate wrestling. I just don't watch it. I mean, it just ain't like it used to be. I'm a Mid-South guy. I'm a Cowboy Bill Watts fan. And I was born and raised on that too, man. And growing up in New Orleans, that was it. That was the thing to watch. This new stuff. I just think, me personally, and people might get mad, but I think. WWE is ruined wrestling. He monopolized it. You do what he say do. If you don't like what he says, you just don't work. At least you had. You don't have many options. You don't have none. It's a big game in town. You have no options. Back when I wrestled, we had when we came out with because when WWE found out that we was going to do the No Limit Soldier thing, they tried to contact us, right? And they wanted But we had a bargaining chip, I want this kind of money, or I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna go to WWE with it. You see? Right. Yeah. And so I had something to bargain with. See, nowadays you have nothing to bargain with because they're only show in town. And and I don't even know does New Japan still exist overseas? Do they still do wrestling in New Japan? I don't know. Yeah, actually, they do. They're still over there. They actually have a show. It's a 1-hour show that comes on cable on Friday nights on Access TV. But it's basically what they do is they're showing old shows right now. They're trying to catch up to what's currently going on. But New Japan is actually one of the best things. If you're like a wrestling fan, like a true wrestling fan, you grew up maybe like you and I did watching Mid-South, or even, you're from Texas and grew up watching World Class. Mm-hmm. If you watch the New Japan stuff now, you would definitely like it because it's just different than what you see WWE doing. And I mean, they actually go out there and wrestle. And again, I do this wrestling podcast, and I try to stay clear of knocking WWE because correct. I mean, at the end of the day, it's the only thing out there. It's not the only thing out there, but it's the biggest game that there is right now in the States. I mean, you got Ring of Honor and TNA seems like they about to die. I never heard of them.
Ring of Honor?
Never heard of
it.
Ring of Honor.
Yeah, Ring of Honor is it's a small promotion. Not I'm gonna say small, but they got a national distribution. It's I'm trying to if you've never seen it, it comes on. Well, it's hard to say when it comes on. It's on the same channel as TNA right now, but it comes on at 10 o'clock at night. But they use a lot of the New Japan guys too. They got a partnership with New Japan, so they use New Japan guys. But it's a lot of high spots. They do a lot of flipping and whatnot. But I will say this: from an in-ring perspective, it's better than WWE. It's better wrestling.
WWE right now is all about sex. They're bringing out women that's halfway naked, And I mean, it's all about WWE is just corny now.
It's a 3-hour commercial. It's a 3-hour commercial every Monday.
It's corny, and I mean, it's just like one time I'll never forget. I met Triple H one time in New York, and I had to tell this motherfucker, man, hey. I will stump your ass. Don't let them steroids get your ass whipped. And a lot of these guys think, they just think, oh, I'm such and such, and I'm the baddest. Hey, man, this is scripted. I'm from Seven Ward. You know what I'm saying? I will pop a cap in you quick as in the blink of an eye. I have to tell them, I said, man, don't get this fool, man. I will hurt you. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Just like my boy Booker T. And him and his brother. They're nice dudes, man. But you don't want to fight them dudes no hand. Them dudes from Houston, Texas, man. Them dudes from Fifth Ward.
Mm-hmm.
They can throw some hands. Him and his brother. But it was just so much. And it's like you said. I don't want to sit here and bash WWE, and anything like that. The only thing I'm mad about is that the wrestling industry just don't take care of the people who made the industry.
They don't.
Guys,
not at all.
Because I'm gonna tell you something. I love Sid Vicious. You hear me? Out of Arkansas. Sid Vicious is a man, and man, have you seen him lately?
I haven't seen him since he was on a card. This had to be around 2000 maybe. This is long. This got to be at least 15 years ago. And he was starting to show some age back then. So I can only imagine now.
Yeah, man, super nice guy. Super nice guy. And I can name some guys who like Sid Vicious. Crispin Watt, I call him the Pegasus Kid. Y'all call him Crispin Watt, but I call him Pegasus.
Well, no. I want you to talk about because you had said something interesting to me before we were recording about how you knew him, and you were like, man, he was the nicest guy. I just, to find out what supposedly had happened or what's assumed to have happened. You like when you first heard that, what did you think?
I was saying
you knew.
I was saying it seriously.
I believe it.
Because I'm like, Crispin, what? Oh, he killed his wife and his child. What? Crispin what? And I'm like, from Canada? I'm talking about the Canadian grappler? the Pegasus Kid, Crispin what? And I'm like, they were like, yeah. And I said, I can't believe it because he was so polite and nice and but not only, this is something that people don't talk about, but Chris Benoit had a real bad drug habit with painkillers too.
Right, yeah.
I've seen Chris pop some pills. I'm talking like 10, 15 of them at one time. And I'm like, man, what are you doing? And it was just more than steroids, and he was just so nice. Very respectable, and he gave nobody, he gave nobody no trouble, and his wife was a super nice girl because she used to wrestle also. Now she was a wrestler, and and his son was, I won't say he was handicapped, but I think he had Down syndrome or something like that.
No, he did. He had He had a condition. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You know who Bill Apter is, the dude who.
Yes.
Bill Apter said on a recent interview he doesn't believe that Chris Benoit killed Nancy and the son. He thinks Chris Benoit actually got in some kind of trouble with some people, and to make it look like a suicide, they killed Nancy and the child, and then killed him too, and then left a suicide note. He said, I do not believe Chris Benoit. He said that man loved his son too much.
That's what I'm saying, because he would carry his son around on his shoulders and play with him after the wrestling match. It's just not the Chris Benoit I knew. I don't know anything about it because I don't live in Atlanta, you know, and I'm not no investigator, but the Chris Benoit that they painted is not the prejudice kid that I know, you know. It's just not, you know. It's just not that person. And he was just so nice, you know, and you know, it's.
I agree, man. You've said that. I've heard some others say that. Like I knew Chris Benoit. I couldn't imagine him to do something like that. Now, I never met him, but I'm like, for that many people to say I knew him and I couldn't believe he did it. It kind of makes you question, like, maybe something did happen, you know.
Right.
Because
and I know
if somebody had a hit on him and they did kill him and killed his family too, and then made it look like a suicide, that's not as far-fetched as one might believe. I'm not saying that's what happened, but man, that's, you know.
I couldn't tell you. And I knew him when he was wrestling in New Japan. You see. And I know him when him and Tuco Scorpio used to go at it.
Yeah.
You know? Him and Tuco Scorpio, them two would do a wrestling match in Japan, and man, I would go sit in the stands and just watch them two go, what the hell? You know, you talking about two guys can go at it. When Chris Benoit and Tuco Scorpio wrestle, my God, they will go at it like I'm like, it was a wrestling match. And I just, you know, I mean, it's, you know, God bless his soul. You know, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say what happened. I don't know what happened, but when I tell people how nice he was, and he was a gentleman, and you know, very, you know, polite, and you know, he loved his family, and, you know. But then people say, oh, Swoll, you know, talking about it. I'm like, okay, you know, I'm not an investigator.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
Yeah. That's what I say. I'm like, all I'm gonna assume what they're saying is what happened, but at the end of the day, let's be honest, nobody was there. I mean, we don't. Yeah. How do we really know?
And then he was making so much money. You know, he was one of the highest paid wrestlers at WCW. I mean, at WWE. Yeah, wherever he was at
I don't know, whatever it was at the time. Yeah. Hey, so when so I don't mean to change the subject about Benoit, but so when WCW closed doors, y'all were still there, or y'all had been paid out your contract at that point? Because I was trying to figure out, like, if WWE or WWF at the time, you know, kind of was like, hey, you know, maybe we want to do something with y'all now.
No, they paid me out my contract, and I got a phone call one day that because I think what happened was they were telling people, if you go to WWE, we'll sign you over to WWE, but you have to cancel the remaining part of your contract. You know, we'll let you go to WWE, but you know, we want you to sign something and say that you want to cancel your contract. And I was like, hell no. I want my money. You know?
For real?
Yeah, I mean, because they were basically paying me just to sit at home, you know, when they would merge with WWE, you know, and everybody got excited, you know, and I mean, and, you know, it is what it is, you know, and I mean, and I still remember the phone call. They was like, you know, we will, you know, if you want to go to WWE, we will send you a letter, and we want you to cancel your contract with WCW, and we will release you to go to WWE. And I was like, well, what about the remaining part of my contract? They say, we will stop sending you checks. I say, hell no, all my checks, you know.
Yeah.
And so, you know, and so they closed shop, and, you know, everybody was the ones they want, you know. Some people they tricked. Some guys thought when they canceled their contract that they was going to WWE, and they didn't get picked up. So it was just a way to save some money, you know. It was just a tactic to get people, you know, because, you know, if you wanted somebody and you just brought this company, you still own the contract. You see, why these guys had to cancel their contract, and you know, but you know, they got rid of guys that, you know, I mean, those guys are in Atlanta, Georgia, you know, and you know, Atlanta independent wrestling is pretty good, you know, and they got Tennessee, all that, you know, but they work, you know, but you know, but it was one of those things that, you know, it's because if I'm not sure, I think WWE was supposed to be for Vince McMahon Jr. Am I right?
I think, well, I don't remember. WCW, yeah.
Yeah, I think he brought that for his son. That was the word going around. So.
Yeah, well, and that was a storyline they kind of went with, too, at first.
Right.
I don't know what ended up happening that, but you're right. I remember that, now that you say that he said, Shane was gonna own World Class WCW. So that's right.
Because we thought we was gonna continue. You know, everybody thought, you know, there's somebody new coming in. You know, blah blah blah, and man, you know, then they shut the office down and shut down the power plant. You know, and then moved
everything.
They shut everything down, and then I found out they were moving everything to I think Tampa, Florida. You know, I think that's where WWE's training facilities at now. I'm not sure. I think somewhere in Florida.
It's in South Florida.
And so a lot of, you know, so they moved all the, you know, they moved all the, you know, the developmental people, you know, down there, you know, and so I mean, it was weird, you know, because I mean, WWE, you know, it was okay, you know, were we overpaid? You know, if you won't say so.
Well, I mean, but the thing is, like, I was gonna actually, I wasn't gonna ask you like pay wise, like what it was, but the word on the street always was like, you know, Eric Bischoff was basically just writing big old checks, and you know, he was just spending Ted Turner's money, you know, at Liberty. Now he claims from the interviews I've heard recently, he claims, oh no, it wasn't like that bad, but I mean, everybody that I've talked to is like, nah, it wasn't pretty bad. Not bad in a way, but it was big checks that he was.
Yeah, he was right some big checks. I mean, big checks.
Yeah, hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. Get it while you can.
Big old checks, you know. I'm gonna say it again.
For real.
Big. Hey, people gotta remember. WCW was owned by Ted Turner, man. That dude had an endless bank account. You know, he had endless money.
Pretty much.
You know, you're talking about CNN and Time Warner Network. You know, I mean, he had. You know, they made a lot of people rich. You know.
He had a little printing machine.
Yeah, because my understanding that WWE ain't paying those guys nothing unless you like a. Randy Orton, or you know, what's the white guy? The white no limit soldier.
John Cena.
John Cena. You know, there's not a lot of people making big money at WWE. You know, that's my understanding. And
I got the same understanding of it.
Yeah. And to this day, I don't know what's going on with Rey Mysterio. You know, I know he's not there no more. I know they felt out, you know, but you know, I don't know what's going on over there. I really know.
It might have been it might be close to a year now that I think he been gone. Yeah, he just disappeared. I mean, they really didn't say much, just that he was gone from his contract.
Yeah, and the sad part, yeah, and the sad part, they can get rid of you and just once when you're gone, you're gone. You know, I know that what's his name? This other black guy, the strongest man in the world. What is his name? From Texas.
Mark Henry. Mark Henry.
Yeah, they bring him, then he go. They bring him, then he go. You know what I'm saying? He comes in, he leaves. He comes in, he leaves. You know, and I mean, you got people like the people don't realize the Undertaker don't need to wrestle. The guy's a multi-million. He owns damn near everything in Houston, Texas, as far as commercial building. You know, he invested his money wisely.
Right,
you know,
right.
Undertaker don't have to wrestle. He invested his money very, very well. you know, and he's one of the very few guys that did it, you know. And
yeah, but so unlike the WCW years where I guess Bischoff was writing off good contracts to everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people. Up in WWE right now, it's not quite like that. It's
no, it's not. It's not.
And I mean, people cashing in.
Yeah, I mean, every time I looked at it one day, and it was just a bunch of naked women. And I seen a bunch of women, you know, with shorts going up there behind the wrestling. You know, that's all I seen. You know, and then my daughter told me that one of the girls is Ric Flair's daughter or something like that. You know?
Yeah, she's up there now.
And she sucked. I was like, "Damn, she's not good." You know. So, you know, I mean, I don't know. I mean,
it's a lot different than what we grew up watching. That's for darn sure. It's a different world, and it definitely ain't what was going on during the Monday Night Raws. It's, you know, the biggest problem with it is corporate America got involved with it.
Right.
I mean,
right.
They got shareholders, and it's different, man. You can't even, you know, they like pretty much from what I gather, they forced to do 3 hours of TV every Monday night, and at the end of the day, there's probably only about an hour worth of wrestling on. It ain't.
Yeah.
It's the rest of it's just a big commercial. Let me ask you this though. How was it to work with how was Eric Bischoff? Sometimes when I watch him or listen to him on different interviews, he comes across as kind of like just arrogant. I mean, was he like that in person?
Well, you barely seen him.
You really did.
You never seen him. You know, I mean, you've seen him if he had to do a spot or something, which you've seen him. But as for negotiation, he didn't negotiate my contract. My contract negotiated with Macho Man Randy Savage and Dusty.
Oh, Macho, okay.
Yeah, they did my contract. Now they went to him and said this is what they want, you know. And we met him. We did a big press conference with him, you know. And
I remember that. That's why I asked that. I remember that. I was like, oh man.
Yeah, we did a big press conference and we shook hands and that was it. You know, and I mean I've seen him at the shows, you know, unless you had to do a spot with him, you know. You know, people don't realize, you know, when you do a wrestling match, especially like WCW, WWE, the wrestling match probably start at, let's say, 7 o'clock at night, right? 7? That's correct?
Mm-hmm. But you did hours before.
Yeah. We got to get to the arena at, 1 or 2 o'clock.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, we had 1 or 2 o'clock, you know, going over what we got to do, you know?
Yeah.
Plus you're doing your TV, you know, you're doing your TV promos. That's what I tell people. And I thank the Lord that we didn't get a belt. Those guys that hold belts, they worked the dog crap out of them. You know, because you got to do personal appearance, you got to do TV spots. Man, they work those guys like dogs, man. And people don't realize you don't get no extra money winning no belt.
But you putting in a lot of extra time.
Oh, you put a lot of extra time. But you don't get no money. I mean, but they got them too. They handpick the people that want to win the belts anyway. You know, so
yeah.
That's just the way it is. You know, and I mean, you know, I tell my grandmother to this day, whoever comes in last is the winner. And she's like, what? Whoever comes in last, you know? The person that comes in the ring last is the winner. And she's like, why? I said, because those are the ones that's going, you know, that's like with us. We thought of as the good guys. But we ended up as the one everybody hated. We went up the hills. You know, we was leaving. People was hating no limit. They were throwing batteries at us. You know, we was in Kentucky. They were throwing batteries and, you know, all kinds of stuff. So I'm like, man, I thought we were the good guys. And,
like, for real.
You know,
yeah.
I mean, we just turned it to the hills all of a sudden. I'm like, okay, so, but, it's, man, I hope the people come up, and support, you and all other independent wrestlers because, that's how we grew up. Like I say, that's how we grew up.
I tell people all the time, and I don't work the indies anymore, but I tell people all the time, man, go support the local indie shows because, man, them guys, 99% of the guys that work those shows, they truly are out there putting their heart and soul into doing a good job and performing and making sure you get your money's worth. I mean, because it really means something to them. They're out there, they're gonna work their butts off. I mean, they're not working for a lot of money, but they're gonna work their butts off to make you happy and know that that little $10, $15 you spend on that ticket, they're gonna they're gonna enjoy that. Where they're gonna want to come back. And so go out there and support them. Because, I mean, you go to WWE, you see a grand old production and you see, this nice TV show. But at the end of the day, I mean, you really can't have no connection to any of the people that's there. I mean, maybe you can follow them on Twitter, but go to the shows, go to the local shows where you can actually meet the guys and talk to them.
Touch them, right. Touch them, touch them, see them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's why I tell people, support the guys, because, I mean, I don't know, I mean, because of my injuries I have right now, I'm not able to go to any shows, but, if I wasn't injured, I'll go, it's just that I just can't take any noise right now with my head injury, and, even, people don't realize when we were young, Mid-South, man, we were Mid-South fanatics. I mean, Mid-South went to Opelousas, Port Barry, Lafayette, Jackson, Mississippi, Picayune, and
it was everywhere.
It was everywhere. It was territorial.
It was everywhere in South Louisiana up through. I think they go to Arkansas. They do some time in Mississippi, but And I was like you, man. We would go to the auditorium in the St. Bernard Civic Center, which to this day that was my favorite building to ever work in, because it was just, I used to love that place. But yeah, man, that was when it was great. That was seriously good stuff back then.
And I can still see Mr. Rafton number 2 sitting in the stands by itself in the corner. A little boy, like, that's Mr. Rafton number 2 with the X, and he's just sitting there by himself. You're watching the Raptor and that thing, you look over, he's gone. Like, that's what I'm talking about, And, for real. It was stuff like that, and like I say, I hope that, hope you and the people that's listening, I mean, they're going to support people. I had the opportunity, me and my family, we went to a wrestling match, a while ago in Gretna, and, I like, and I never told nobody, but I like the idea nobody knew who I was. Except for the hardcore guys. Hardcore guys are like, you big Swoll. Yeah. What you doing here? I live around the corner. I'm like, what? I'm from Gretna. I live around the corner. And the guys are pretty nice. My daughter likes it. And I mean, and it's just I just can't take the noise. It gives me a headache. And but like I said, I hope the guys, and and people don't realize these guys that's working the independent circuit, they have jobs. Some of them are welders, policemen. They drive trucks, and they get out there and have a good time, Yep. And
hard working dudes.
And no insurance.
Yep.
If they get hurt, they just get hurt, And I mean, it's fun, and I hopefully one day in the future, if I get my health better, I like to go out and support the guys, and just just support them by buying a ticket, buying a ticket, supporting them, and putting the stand, and stuff like that. But everybody wants to, there's a young guy I met a long, long time ago, and people don't realize when I went to wrestling school, we started out with 20 people. Okay, now you got to remember.
How many made it?
I was 2.
Yeah, I knew that. I didn't want. I knew that was going to be the answer. I thought you were going to say 1 or 2, but go ahead.
And I remember, because when the guys would come in town, we would train with with Animal and Hulk, and we were trained with Demolition Team, and we're trained with Mr. Perfect, because that's where they ring with that, for them to do new moves and stuff. And becoming a professional wrestler is not easy than everybody thinks. You go through initiation, and initiation is not to tell you, what you're really supposed to do, And man, I still remember hitting them ropes like 500 times, and until your back is bleeding, and doing belly, back flops and all and flips and hitting the turnbuckles and all that, just over and over and over. One guy quit, the next guy quit, next guy quit, next guy quit, And I went the guy who I ended up with, you probably don't remember this guy, but his name was Frank Anderson. He was from Sweden. Mm-hmm. And he was at WCW for a while, and he was an Olympic wrestler in Greco. I think he was a gold medalist and a silver medalist. And we made it, and he was a big star in Sweden. He's a movie star over in Sweden. His name was Frank Anderson. And we were the only two that made it. And I mean,
out of 20, you say, right?
Out of 20 people. And this was because I met some guys that told me, "Oh man, WWE wants me to come around for them. They want me to jump in the ring." Now, who do you think you're talking to? Nobody's just gonna jump in the ring. You talk that stuff to somebody else. Oh man, WWE want me to get in the ring last week. Oh, what school you went to? What you mean? No, man, go talk to somebody else. No, that it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. And,
right.
and I was there with the power plant. That was the power plant.
Yeah.
Oh, man,
I remember that. That's what they called it.
They killed those guys. They was killing those guys.
They had like this cable special back in the day when the plant was going on, and they were showing them training. I was like, man, you see these dudes puke, and I'm like, you could tell they were taking it even to the extreme related to what was going on. But not to say that was far off from what really happens, but yeah, man, you could definitely tell it was.
They were killing them.
The goal was to literally make them puke. And,
well, the goal is to weed out the weak.
Yeah, run them off.
Run them off.
Mm-hmm.
We got these guys don't. Then like with Brad, because you had to pay to go to school, unless you get a developmental contract. And guys was cramping up, and then you had the bodybuilders coming there with no fat. They were cramping up so bad, we had to call the ambulance for a couple of guys, because they had no fat to burn,
Right.
And it was funny, man. It was real funny. And matter of fact, Brad Riggins told me that my class was the last full class that he ever did. And he said the last person he's ever trained was Brock Lesnar, and that was it. He doesn't do it no more.
Damn.
He don't do it anymore. He said he's retired, and that's how he does. He does booking, for New Japan, and that's it. And he asked me, he said, "You want to go to Japan?" I was like, "Hell no." No.
I find it amazing, man, that you was able to just walk away when you did, because at that point you were still, you were still young. It wasn't like you had reached the point where you would, like some of these guys, they just get so old. But because most people, they just can't walk away from it. They just can't.
It's hard because number one, you get addicted to the fame. You get addicted to the popularity. You get addicted to the notoriety. People noticing you and signing autographs, and stuff like that. And that just wasn't my personality anyway. So it was easy for me to walk away. Because right now it's just it's just me, my family, my dogs, and my horses. And that's it. And that's the way. I don't have no. Sometimes I put up pictures and stuff like that about Big Swoll and all that. And that's just because people on Facebook like it. And but I don't have any pictures in my house. Wrestling and all that kind of stuff. It's over. you know, and just like people, I know some guys who in the horse game, you know. I mean, I don't even know I'm that big. They call me Big Swoll, but they don't know I'm the Big Swoll, you know.
Right.
And I like to keep it that way, you know. And one of the guys who has to ride horses, when he came up to me, he said, "Man, my cousin seen you the other day, and he started tripping out and talking about, well, that's Big Swoll. That's Big Swoll." He's like, "Yeah, that's Big Swoll." He said, "That's Big Swoll who rides the horses." He said, "No, that's Big Swoll from W No Limit." And he was like, "No, I don't think that's that Big Swoll." And I said, "Yeah, I'm him." And he was like, "Why you never told me?" I'm like, "I know I have to tell you. You know, it's over with. You know, I gave my life to Christ, and my main focus is my family. I worry about my family, you know, and that's it. You know, and my dogs and my horses, and that's it. You know, and I mean, and I would never ever step in the wrestling ring again. Never ever. It would never happen again. I'm just being honest.
You said you had offers.
Yeah.
I don't want to say recent, but like you were talking about people called you, you know, for a while talking about, oh, can we get the No Limit Soldiers back together, and you like, nah, I ain't doing that no more.
And I would tell you, like I tell you, I refuse to give Master P another dime. You know, if I go back and just use the name Big Swoll No Limit, I have to pay him. You know, and it ain't gonna happen. And plus, I can't be honest with you, I can't wrestle anyway because, like I said, 4 years ago I had a real serious head injury and neck injury. So I can't. So I mean, I can't. I can wrestle if I wanted to. I can't do it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it just ain't gonna happen. And just like when it came down here from, you know, when they did the big thing with WrestleMania, you know, I could have made some guest appearances, but you know, I chose not to. You know, I didn't want to. You know, I could have played in the basketball tournament that they had. You know, but I can't play basketball because I have a head injury. You know, I can't walk. You know, but I can barely walk sometimes. I can't walk. I can walk, but I can't walk straight. You know.
Right.
And you know, so it's a lot of stuff. You know, that's I mean, but if I was healthy, I still wouldn't do it. Be honest.
Right. Yeah. Then that's what I meant. Even if you were in great health and like you said,
I wouldn't do it.
You definitely not doing it.
No, you know, I'm very interested. You know, I mean, if anybody, you know, I'm on Facebook all the time. You know, I like to, I mean, I like to, you know, go to the local shows. You know, but I just can't do it now. You know.
Yeah.
And I just think it's so important, and people just don't realize. You know, independent circus is where the future comes from. I mean, that's your next superstar. You know.
Yeah.
And these guys are important. You know, you get opportunity to touch them and talk to them, and you know, get autographs, and you know, well, you know. Let me tell you something. I'm being totally honest with you, and I mean from the bottom of my heart. Hulk Hogan is the biggest asshole I've met in my life. You know. The biggest liar, biggest asshole, you know, very arrogant, wouldn't sign people. He signed autographs when the camera was around, you know, somebody taking a picture, video cameras and stuff like that, you know. And I never want to be like that, you know, like him.
Yeah.
You know.
But the minute the cameras ain't around, the minute the cameras ain't around, he turns away.
Yeah, like I remember the first time I met him. You know, they're promoting he's supposed to be, 6'9", 6'10", you know, and I'm like, make you short.
How tall was he? I've heard people say that, like height, he's like built.
Yeah, he's like, I would say he's like 6'4.5", 6'5". But if you look at his shoes, he wears like shoes that are 3 inches, you know, tall, you know, his wrestling shoes. They made him taller. Yeah. You know. So, I mean, but you know, like I said, you had people like Macho Man Randy Savage, who was real nice, and Dusty Rhodes, you know, and I mean, and all the Armstrong boys, you know, B.A., his family, you know, and the Chris Benoit, and you know, the Rey Mysterios, and you know, even I still remember when Hector Camaro when he died, you know. And,
yeah.
all these guys are pretty nice guys. And like I say, I hope the people come up there and support people, and if anybody want to look me up, I'm on Facebook, Randy Thornton, Big Swoll, not a hard person to find. I'm very down to earth.
You do Twitter, Randy, or just Facebook?
I do Twitter, but I very seldom get on it. I get on when I get messages and stuff like that. But I'm a Facebook guy. I'm not the most intelligent person in the world, so I don't know. That Twitter stuff kind of gets me kind of confused and messed up. I want to see pictures.
I hear you. I got it. Yeah.
But I hope you and I, one day we can meet and just go sit back and go to an independent wrestling match and watch and check it out, and see what's happening, because I know because West Wego does a lot of wrestling matches in West Wego. And
I don't know. I didn't tell you, man. I still got a man. I live in Texas now, man. I've been in Texas for 10 years, but I come down. I don't want to say once a year, but I make my trips back home, and generally when I do, it's a come check out a show. Like me and my wife will go. Sometimes we bring the kids and just to get away for the weekend. Like they're young, they like it, so I'll bring them. Whatnot. But yeah, I make it down, man. I'll definitely give you a heads up next time I'm heading that way and going to a show.
What part of
I'm just outside of Dallas.
Okay. Because my brother lives in Fort Worth.
Yeah. I'm just outside of Dallas. I mean, Fort Worth is 30 minutes from here.
Yeah, well, Ross's because Independent's pretty big out there by you, right? Independent circuit.
On the outskirts. Yeah. Not really like in Fort Worth and Dallas, but definitely on the outskirts. There's plenty of stuff going on out here. But man, the independents in general, I'm seeing really nice crowds at the shows and whatnot.
Right.
It's refreshing to see the crowds and people having a good time. I mean, when you see 500 to 1,000 people at an independent show, it's a good feeling.
Yes, that's big. That's pretty big. But like I said, man. My phone's about to go dead, and I don't want to hang up on you again. But it was it was a pleasure, and like I said, I hope I didn't make anybody mad. But when I talk about Ralph, I just tell the truth. I mean, I enjoyed myself, and the No Limit Soldiers will never happen again. It wasn't. It was a Master P, thing with his ego, and that's the reason why, and that's the reason why he kicked out, because people always say why we came and left so fast, it's because of that reason, and I had a great time, it was pretty cool.
Well, y'all heard it here first from Randy Thornton, a.k.a. Big Swoll from No Limit back in the day. With WCW, man. Hey, Randy, I appreciate you coming on, man. You let me know whenever you want to talk again, man. You always invite.
Hey, man, look, thank you to your fans, man. And like I said, people can look me up on Facebook, Randy Thornton, Big Swoll, and, become my friend. And don't get mad because I talk about a lot of horses and dogs. I don't talk about wrestling, but I do talk about horses and dogs all the time, And, man, God bless you, man. And man, look, and you got my number. Call me anytime.